Farmers face a lot of problems that are very, very enormous, and those are the things that are affecting the cost of living, the cost of food items. One of those problems is that feeds, particularly for poultry, for fishery, the cost of feeds are astronomical, extremely astronomical, to the point that you cannot determine what is going to be your cost of production, and as a result, many farmers are already leaving. There is a need for government to do more. They have been doing, particularly Ogun State, they need to do more for real and genuine farmers. Two, they need to identify the real practicing farmers so as to encourage them, to ensure that the condition upon which we work is conducive, is encouraging and equally profitable. And thirdly, they should see to the fact that the younger ones are encouraged to take into farming using modern techniques and providing facilities that people are rushing to Lagos, to Abuja, to Port Harcourt to look for better jobs. They should provide it in those farm centers that was created in the 50s. This one will encourage massive food production and reduce the cost of living, so that there will be improved standard of living.
There are two challenges. There's what we call the natural and the artificial. The natural has to do with the changes in climatic condition, and it's general all over the world, whereby the issue of rain is becoming unpredictable. And as we know that most of our farmers system that we what we call rain-fed farming system, and once the weather becomes unpredictable, it's a very bad development. Then when we talk of the artificial, it has to do with issue of land clearing first, which is very peculiar to farmers in Southwest here, because in Southwest generally one of the major challenges we're having is land clearing, because the cost of doing land clearing is so intensive that an average farmer cannot afford that one. But this problem is not a problem when it comes to the northern part of Nigeria. But the common denominator that all the farmers now have has to do with financing, which has to do with either an input or cash something. And it comes last, because if they even give us the input and there's no land clearing for us to plant, a waste of time. So according to priority is the land clearing that is one of the best issues here, followed by financing. So if government can look at it in these two ways, that we have to be able to clear land for farmers, so whatever facilities or intervention you are bringing, they will be 100% assured that farmers will use it effectively. The first challenge that farmers are facing are the legislative challenge. How do I mean? Government should be holistic about their approach when it comes to agriculture, because we know that agriculture is #1 employer of labor anywhere in the world, and if well harnessed, then we know what it is. Then for us to be food sufficiency too, government need to put in place, even though we have several policies, but then how are we utilizing them? Government should be holistic about it. For instance, we have some people in this country that we call a computer farmer or internet farmer or fake farmer or political farmer. When most of these policies or grants or intervention comes, do they really get to the real farmer, you know? And then we know that the smallholders farmer had the move of the economy in this country. I'm one of them because I'm a small scale farmer. But then you know, that is that, because we know that when all this fund comes or this intervention, it's mostly get to the associates, and by so doing we are not really, you know, nailing the nail, you know, at the head. That is one. Then what's the technical ability of these farmers too? Are they being trained?
who assess them, what's the quality of what they are bringing to the table, how about the yield, the seed, the quality of the seed, if you are into fishery, it starts from the broodstock, are you having inbreeding, if you are into crop farming, what's the the quality of the seedling that you are planting. For instance, we are undergoing some training here sponsored by the state government. So those are some of those things that is not just being done, selected, they are being holistic about it, getting the real people that needs these things. I never tell you finish.